College students and unpaid internships. Why would students take an unpaid internship when they can get a paid internship? Is a question that a lot of people may ask themselves, but most students would easily respond to them by saying paid internships are harder to come by than those that are unpaid. It costs less to the company, costs nothing. So they're more open to taking someone in because they don't really have nothing to lose. With teaching them, training the students. For a lot of students, they don't have the choice to wait around for a paid internship because it's a requirement for their curriculum, which usually means that they are within a specific time frame that they cannot exceed if they want to graduate by a specific time. So they end up taking them, and the question is, are these internships helping them or harming them? Given that statistics are showing that those students who are taking these unpaid internships are making less once they do get employed than those students who took those paid internships or who didn't even bother taking an internship. Not to mention that those who are taking these unpaid internships are having a harder time in certain circumstances to get hired than those who did or didn't. So what's the point? Is it even worth it? Colleges will throw like in this comic here, it's tough out there, but if you take your education seriously and apply yourselves, you'll eventually succeed in finding a job instead of the unpaid internship like the comic shows. But for a lot of students, this is the reality. They end up only being able to find an unpaid internship immediately after graduating or right before they graduate. It's easier. Unfortunately, there's a lot of concerns that have been brought up. Will they be working long hours for no pay? Will they be running insignificant errands? Will they actually even be learning? Or will they get stuck in a certain area? Or will they have the availability to explore into other fields? Will these interns be less valued than those who are getting paid? And for how long will the prospect of possibly obtaining employment be dangled in front of these interns before they are actually even hired or let go as an intern so they can move on and try elsewhere? The comic here kind of summarizes the fear of a lot of people. Of course, if you weren't prepared to do unpaid overtime to help the company, then of course your lack of motivation and ambition wouldn't affect your career prospects. That wouldn't be fair of us, would it? It's unlawful for any employer to say anything like that to an intern, especially, especially considering the fact that that intern is unpaid. That's a lawsuit. Thanks to the reality of the Fair Labor Standards Act, which protects interns and the company from being exploited. Interns are the ones who decide how much time they are actually willing to put in. Interns are the ones who are gaining that first-hand experience that, honestly, no matter how many courses you take in college, you're not going to fully grasp the concepts that were taught to you until you're not working them, doing them, practicing, putting them into action. The other bonus of having an internship is that you get to be more flexible. The companies, since they're not, paying you, they don't mind pulling you from a specific area to putting you in another, which gives you exposure. Now you're meeting new people, you're gaining knowledge in different areas that you wouldn't have otherwise. And even though you may not receive employment at the site that you're interning, you may get connected to other employers or superiors from other departments. So do the pros outweigh the cons of getting unpaid internships? I think so. You're learning, you're practicing, you're getting experience, you're getting exposure. Yes, it's not paid, is unpaid, but you're still gaining so much from it. Students are receiving everything that in a formal education they don't fully get. That last tiny bit that puts you where you need to be not just, formally prepared on the paper, but like mentally, it helps you without you having to have that fear of, hey, I may screw up first day on the job. It's a win-win for both companies and students alike, regardless of whether it is paid or not.